want to talk about timeline healing and inner child healing today, and excuse my table back here in the background. Okay, so this morning I was going to sit in meditation and I was going to speak to my higher selves, and some of y'all know I have been personifying 4 higher selves: wealth, success, a calendar full of clients, and magic. And so I'm laying there and I said, okay, wealth, I want to go ahead and talk to you today and see if you have any advice for me. And then we took a pivot. This voice came up and he was like, I want to ask higher self a question. Why can't we see images? And some of y'all might know that I am claircognizant and clairsentient. I don't actually see images in my mind's eye. I also have clairaudience. I actually feel images. And sometimes that's known as aphantasia. I used to say I have aphantasia, and then my higher self was like, stop saying that, because when you say that, you block yourself up from being able to see images. And I was like, oh yeah, I do know the answer to that. It's made us a really good frequency healer. And the voice wasn't coming from me. Okay? That was coming from one of my inner children. And so I said, hey, do you want to talk about it? And she was like, yes. And I said, okay, what's going on? And she said, well, I feel like because we don't see images that we're going to get something wrong. And she said when we were younger, we could feel everyone's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, but we didn't understand that during that time. And so it was just super overwhelming and actually caused a lot of PTSD in our body. I didn't realize I was neurodivergent. And so it was extremely overwhelming being around other people and reading what was going on in their subconscious when they're not even consciously aware of it. So it kept a lot of dissonance between me and a lot of other people. And I was explaining to her, I was like, hey, that was a very difficult time in our life, but that is one of our biggest blessings now. And I want to show you something. I said, there is no right and wrong. I said, that is duality, and that's not really how the world works. There's a lot of different layers to reality. And I said, I want to show you something. So I showed her this big wheel, and I said, you're going to put a decision in the middle of it. And I said, look at all these different spokes or these lines that come off of here. I said, none of those are right and wrong. They are different perspectives, because that is what life is. It's all perspectives and how you see and view things that happen in your life or in other people's lives. I said, our biggest blessing is that we can feel what is in deepest congruence with ourselves and other people, which one of those timelines or perspectives is closest to their experience. I said, that is why, oh, my ears are ringing. I said, that is why we are so good at what we do now, because we learned how to harness this gift. I said, we don't have anybody in our life anymore that are treating us that type of way. I said, we have it on lock. Okay, we learned how to mitigate our energy field, and other people's fields don't affect ours anymore. Okay, we're not out here reading everybody's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. I said, we do that within our work capacity. And I don't even like to call it work, but but our soul's mission. And we get paid for that too. We get paid to exist. We get paid to talk about the things that we love talking about, and hang out and talk to really amazing multidimensional beings of light, and talk about our hyperfixations and all those things. I said, we're not living in that time and space anymore. And this is where I teach on energetic timestamps, where sometimes your inner children are thinking that the trauma is happening to them over and over again, and they're reliving that PTSD. That's what causes behavioral patterns and triggers. And so my inner child was stuck in an energetic timestamp, and working with her this morning, I helped move her into the new timeline with me currently. And the reason that I wanted to share this is because everybody has very unique and special gifts and talents and abilities. And sometimes it takes us going in and talking to our inner children and explaining to them how magical they are and how special they are, and that what they're doing is supposed to be the way that they're doing it, and their love for that unconditionally. I would love to hear in the comments if you also have similar abilities and gifts, or if you've had conversations with your inner children about these things, or you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments as well.